security of a president is as important as protecting the people because in many cases they voted for the president. He automatically becomes an endangered person. Without further ado, let's delve into the most insanely guarded presidents in the world and their crazy budget on security. Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia. Vladimir Putin's elite bodyguards come mostly from the Federal Protective Service, FSO, and the National Guard of Russia, Rosgvardia. They go through tough training to be ready for the challenging job of protecting the president. Putin has a large team of bodyguards, often chosen from top military units like the FSO, responsible for protecting high-ranking officials. He travels in armored vehicles designed to keep him safe from various threats, including gunfire and explosives. In 2016, CNBC reported that Putin might be creating a personal army to handle internal issues. He proposed executive orders to form a national guard led by his former bodyguard, Viktor Zolotov. This guard would handle counterterrorism, public safety, and border security. Some people were suspicious of this new army, thinking it might be used to control the Russian people. The guard reports directly to the government instead of a minister. Putin's security team goes through extensive training, including 1. Counter-terrorism, preparing for potential threats from terrorist groups. 2. Close protection, specialized training in personal protection techniques like evasive driving and emergency medical response. The Russian government spends about $1.5 billion yearly on Putin's security, covering personnel, equipment, and other costs needed to keep him safe. Before we continue, to like this video and subscribe to the channel or I will delete your account on YouTube. Just kidding. Joe Biden, the President of the United States of America. Joe Biden, the President of the United States, is protected by a comprehensive security protocol managed by the United States Secret Service. Joe Biden, the President of the United States, is protected by a detailed security plan managed by the United States Secret Service. The Secret Service is in charge of keeping the president safe, with a large team of agents trained to handle various threats. Biden travels in a specially designed armored limousine called the Beast. Narendra Modi, the President of India. Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, is protected by a strong security system designed to handle the various risks a leader like him might face. Whenever Modi or any other Prime Minister visits a public area, the Delhi Police Security Branch checks the whole area. On the day of the visit, the Special Protection Group (SPG) ensures security and traffic is stopped to give the Prime Minister a clear path to his destination. Modi has Z+ security, which is one of the highest security levels in India. This includes a large team of security personnel, mainly from the SPG, who are responsible for protecting the Prime Minister. His security detail includes several layers, often involving short-term National Security Guard, NSG, commandos. These elite commandos provide extra security during public events. State and central police forces. Local police and central armed forces work together to create a strong, protective environment. After a security breach during a rally in Punjab in 2022, Modi's security was further strengthened with a 7-layer security system involving different forces at various levels to ensure thorough protection during public engagements. India spends about $500 million annually on VIP security, which includes the protection of the Prime Minister and other high-ranking officials. This budget covers personnel, equipment, and operational costs. These extensive security measures reflect the high risks associated with being a global leader, especially for someone like Modi, who has faced significant challenges and threats during his time in office. The Indian government's approach focuses on a proactive security strategy to effectively protect the Prime Minister. Bola Tinubu, the President of Nigeria. Bola Tinubu, the President of Nigeria, is protected by a comprehensive security framework that includes a heavy military presence, armored convoys, and aerial surveillance. Tinubu is protected by a large contingent of military personnel, including soldiers from the Nigerian Army and the Nigerian Air Force. These forces are responsible for securing the president's residence, office, and public appearances. Tinubu travels in a heavily armored convoy that includes multiple vehicles such as armored personnel carriers and SUVs. This convoy is equipped with advanced security features, including bulletproof armor and defensive capabilities. The Nigerian Air Force provides aerial support for the president's security, using helicopters and drones to monitor potential threats and secure the airspace during his movements. In the 2024 Nigerian budget, approximately 4 billion nabus was allocated to defense and internal security. This funding covers the costs associated with personnel, equipment, and operational expenses necessary to maintain the security of the president and the country as a whole. These security measures reflect the high level of risk associated with being the president of Nigeria, a country that has faced significant challenges from terrorist groups such as Boko Haram and regional conflicts. Emmanuel Macron, the president of France. Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, is protected by a thorough security system that includes an elite team of guards, armored vehicles, and safe travel plans. Macron's security team comes from the Republican Guard and the Directorate of the Protection of High Offices, DPSD. These highly trained personnel are responsible for his safety and the security of events he attends. There were talks about reforming the French intelligence service, but this didn't seem to affect the S-list, a system for monitoring security threats that has been in place since 1969. This list contains over 400,000 names, including anarchists, terror suspects, environmental activists, and organized crime figures. For his own protection, Macron relies on the security group for the presidency of the Republic. When he became president in 2017, it followed a particularly eventful and challenging election campaign, largely because of concerns about domestic security after repeated terror attacks. Since taking office, Macron has promised to strengthen internal security, increase spending on security measures, and provide support centers for people returning from fighting for the Islamic State. The French government spends around 300 million each year on Macron's security. Recep Erdogan, the president of Turkey. Recep Tayyip Erdogan is the president of Turkey. If you're surprised to hear he's considered one of the most protected presidents in the world, it's understandable. He has a security detail of just 60 people. But these aren't ordinary guards. They're highly skilled and not to be underestimated. These bodyguards are known as the mustache ears, a playful nickname, but there's nothing playful about them. They're known for their impressive mustaches and their strong, tough appearance. They provide a high level of protection for President Erdogan. For instance, when Erdogan visited Washington, D.C., there were protests. The mustache ears responded aggressively, causing significant trouble for the police. Some were charged for their actions, but those charges were later dropped, which coincided with Erdogan's meeting with Secretary of State Rex Tillerson. When Erdogan visited the US again in 2019, the police, Secret Service, and State Department were all prepared, not wanting a repeat of the previous incident with his bodyguards. Around $600 million is spent annually on Erdogan's security. This budget covers the costs for personnel, equipment, and operational expenses needed to keep his security detail running effectively. Mohammed bin Salman, the President of Saudi Arabia. Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, has a highly secure protection system that includes the elite Royal Guard, armored vehicles, and private security contractors. The Royal Guard, a specialized unit, is responsible for the safety of the royal family and is trained to handle various security threats. The Crown Prince travels in heavily armored vehicles designed to withstand gunfire and explosions, with advanced features to ensure his safety during public appearances and travel. In addition to the Royal Guard, private security contractors are often hired for extra protection, offering services like intelligence gathering and risk assessment. The budget for Mohammed bin Salman's security is estimated to be around $1 billion annually, covering the costs of personnel, equipment, and operations. Kim Jongun, the president of North Korea. Kim Jong-un. Most people know who Kim Jong-un is. He is the supreme leader of North Korea and a North Korean politician. As most people are aware, North Korean officials run a pretty tight ship and not everyone's going to be happy with that. So Kim Jong-un has some pretty heavy security around him at all times to keep him safe. He has a 100,000-man army with a command structure, and they are known as Guard Command. He's also not often seen without a personal protection unit literally running beside his armored car at high-profile events. His entire army is dispersed countrywide in various brigades, regiments and battalions. They conduct surveillance, look after his family and properties, and even provide medical care. Kim Jong-un also has a unit called the Rapid Response Force, which consists of around 2,000 soldiers with heavy weaponry who exist around the Pyongyang area to counter any coup attempts. Then there's the communications unit that focuses on nuclear weapon release commands. It definitely seems like Kim Jong-un has got things well covered, so it's nearly impossible for any citizen to even get near him, let alone do him any harm. Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button and click the notification bell right now, or this centipede will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. North Korea's defense budget under Kim Jong-un reflects a significant commitment to military expenditure despite ongoing economic challenges. In 2023, the Supreme People's Assembly allocated 15.9% of the national budget to defense spending, maintaining the same proportion as the previous year. Emerson Mnangagwa, the president of Zimbabwe. Being the president of Zimbabwe is a challenging role, especially with the constant threat to one's safety. Emerson Mnangagwa, the current president, is among the most protected leaders in the world. He never goes anywhere without a security team. His protection includes a convoy of high-speed motorcycles, several presidential guides, and an armored limousine. Mnangagwa came to power in 2017 after a military takeover removed Robert Mugabe from office. He won a contested election in 2018, promising to revive the economy through foreign investment. However, the economy has struggled, with inflation reaching 700%, the second highest in the world. The COVID-19 pandemic has worsened food insecurity, affecting 60% of the population. Despite these challenges, President Mnangagwa has stated that his security forces will remain vigilant and that he is committed to fixing the economy and tackling corruption. However, if these efforts fail, he may require even more protection to ensure his safety. It's a heavy burden to carry the nation's problems while also trying to stay safe. Did we omit any president? Let us know in the comment below.